Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Call on Milah, Haranawa Yahweh, Bashem Shamalak Yahushai, Bashem Hakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders with Millstone, peace, I say, Shahut, Falak, Shalom. And the title of this video is going to be, Lion bites off Jamaican man's finger. And, I may title it like that, but for the most part, there's some zoo in Jamaica, and this happened pretty much like not too long ago at 4:41 p.m. May 24th, which is called Yasharahla because 4:41. And it's really spiritual that not only that time, but that this was reported, but the fact that also in the scriptures as well, which I'm gonna bring out, that these animals are soon gonna start bringing judgment upon these people, and they're approaching that time soon where you're gonna have animals that's gonna be not only one animal in the cage, like you're gonna have multiple animals. Very soon they're gonna be escaping their cages, and they're gonna start bringing judgments upon people in the city and whoever lives out in the country and shit like that. They're just gonna eventually, escape and shit and start bringing judgment upon the people of this earth. And these animals in the zoos, they're sick and tired of a lot of shit going on. So you got people in there abusing them and shit, and people, it's a lot of shit that they do behind closed doors that they don't really show this to the public, even though there are some insiders that are pretty much exposing what they do in the zoos. And that's the reason why, despite you being a zookeeper or how long you known those animals for in there, they turn on you, because they're meant to be out in the wild and stuff. They're meant to be free. They're not meant to be no fucking experiment or something that you could just, toy around with and shit. They're living beings. And pretty much it says the man whose identity has not been revealed is said to be a contractor for the Jamaica Zoo, which is located in Burton district of Locovia, Jamaica. As shown in the viral clip, the contractor fits a part of his right hand through the galvanized chain link fence to pet a male African lion. The contractor succeeds in petting the growling lion once, as onlookers watch and warn him to be careful. But when he reached for the lion's mane a second time, the lion bit the contractor's middle finger and held on to the appendage with his powerful jaw. And now damn well the lion has a fucking bite force of over like about 1,000 psi. And they have powerful jaws, and they're considered to be a king of a jungle. Like, that's not smart to try to mess with a ferocious beast like this. And imagine how angry that lion must have been to just be in a cage, knowing damn well it's supposed to be out in the jungle, in the wild. So, yeah. And plus the animal don't really, fuck with people in their territory like that. So, and it says, in a visible state of panic, the contractor repeatedly tries to pull his finger until the lion finally releases it. The graphic and expletive-filled video seems to show that onlookers were in disbelief and questioned whether the moment was real. On Sunday, May 22nd, the Jamaica Zoo addressed the viral clip on Facebook and Instagram after the video circulated on those two social media platforms, among others. The actions displayed in the video by a contractor to Jamaica Zoo are tragic and do not represent the safety procedures and policy that must be adhered to at all times at Jamaica Zoo, the zoo wrote. See, lions have a powerful bite force that can range between 650 and 1,000 pounds per square inch, according to an online animal encyclopedia. Pretty much what I was saying earlier. And it said the zoo continued, is an unfortunate event that should never have happened, and we, the family of Jamaicans who are doing everything to assist the gentleman in moving forward. And it says right here, a Florida deputy forced to kill zoo's tiger after the traveler places arm inside enclosure gets attacked. I'm doing this video for now, so it's speaking about the lion, so yeah. Pretty much, seem like that's it on that. But now I'm just gonna bring up the scriptures. And Jeremiah 15 verse 3 says, "And I will point over them for a kind, save the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy." So most likely what happened to that man was pretty much, the Lord's judgment that happened to him. For some shit like that to happen, the Lord already planned that. So that was his fate in a way. And something like that, I mean, yeah, of course, the scripture does say not to tempt the Lord. Call me up in 144. So the scripture says not to tempt the Lord, and pretty much you playing around with a beast that is a wild animal, like, you're not supposed to be doing that, because we have pretty much, like, we're not in the power, as of yet. We don't have, like, that spiritual power to pretty much control these animals, like, for them to be in league with us. We're still in these fleshly bodies. We're still in these corruptible bodies. We don't have that type of power where we could allow these animals to basically be cool with us. We can't tame them yet, pretty much, obviously, in the kingdom, that's like the scripture did mention, when our kingdom is, going to be established, that's when we're going to be able to have all type of animals as our pets, and that, they're going to be in league with each other, and there's not going to be no more animals eating each other and shit like that. Like where the scripture will say that the wolf shall dwell with the lamb and all that shit. Yeah, it's going to be that peaceful. But for the most part, when it's coming to those type of animals and stuff, like, I mean, yeah, some of the animals that you're allowed to have is honestly like dogs and cats and shit. Like, animals that are less likely to turn on you and shit. Yeah. And you see sometimes, one thing about this kingdom is, like, when it's coming to Esau having his animals and shit, he gotta fucking declaw them. He gotta do some sort of, like, cruel tactics to kind of keep them tame, or to keep them, like, from basically giving you any type of harm, to have them as a pet. And if that's the case, you shouldn't have them as a fucking pet. You should have them in the wild where they're supposed to belong. Like, they'll have some tigers being declawed and shit like that, because at that point, that's making the animal suffer. Yeah. And they would try to also, like, kind of like neuter or spay the animal, which I don't think is humane either. So in the kingdom, we don't gotta worry. And then also, like, they would try to, like, chip the animals as well. That's what people will do with their pets. And in the kingdom, we're not gonna need any of those type of things. But just want to go a little bit into more of the scriptures about how animals are pretty much like this will bring more judgment. And pretty much, to be honest, I feel like this will be the last scripture, because yeah, because I'm just only making a report on what happened, and I'm just mentioning that these are like future prophecies that's going to take place, where animals are going to start bringing their judgment. It will also say, like in 2 Ezra 5, that the wild beasts shall change their places as well. And I remember during the time of COVID-19 where you seen animals escaping the zoos and they started roaming in cities and shit like that because people weren't working in the zoos during the time of the pandemic. And shit, you're gonna see a lot more animals doing shit like that. They're gonna be pretty much wandering around and they're gonna get hungry because nobody feeding them. And who they gonna snack on? People. You know, mostly, the wicked people, not the Lord, is just gonna put in their spirit to just take out whatever person that's a target for the Lord. So, but wait, before I finish, one more other scripture. I don't even know Yasharahla was talking to Satan, to the spiritual demon Satan. He mentioned that in verse 7 of Matthew, the 4th chapter, verse 7, it says, Yahweh said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. You should not tempt Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. Exactly. Like, what you're doing is wrong. And honestly, you're not doing something smart. Like people that play with fucking snakes, they will have the snake all around. I've seen a video where this snake bitten this man in his face because he was having it wrapped around him. He was playing with it, and then the snake just bit him. It's insane. I would never allow that to happen to me because, first of all, I want to be in a situation where I'm playing with a creature like that I know that's going to cause some harm to me. Exactly. And somebody like that, guy that put his hand in the cage with the lion, you already know what was going to happen in a way. So, with that being said, hope that shows y'all a lesson not to tempt the Lord. Because even if you have this truth, you're not safe from judgment. Just to let you know that anything could happen. And you just got to make sure you just, don't do anything out of hand, out of character, anything stupid like that. Because something like that could have been simply avoided. Who knows if he's going to get that finger reattached or if that finger's just lost for life. Well, yeah. If he hadn't done that, he would have still had his finger to this day. Who knows? But hope I made that lesson edifying. Not to give all glory, praises, honor to Adonai, Yahweh, Bashem, Shamalak, Yahweh, Bashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the Palestinian, elsewhere, millstone, peace, I say to the whole full light. Yahweh, Bashem, Shabbat, Shalak, Ram, Madawayam, Waka, Wayam, Papa, Shalom.